took yet another step at advancing the peace and development initiatives in the troubled spot of Benue State. Dr. Daniel Dam is the president of the forum. This is the anchor. I am Teve Agabi. Dr. Dam, welcome to the anchor.
Thank you, Mr. Teve.
How is your heart today when thinking about peace in Benue State in Nigeria?
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed, and I'm praying seriously for peace in Benue State and Nigeria at large, but more particularly in my political axis. That is the Sankra geopolitical axis.
Okay, I'm aware of your group's arrangement to hold a peace summit in that part of the state. And in the past, efforts like this have been made. This time around, how certain are you that your effort will yield positive result?
Thank you. You see, I'm convinced that our effort will make positive result because of several reasons. But before I address that question, let me say that the identity of the people who are driving this summit also matters. We are a group of Sankrasoms who are working within the university setting. And by virtue of that, we are not a political organization. And it is very clear from our own association's aim and goals that none of us should bring politics to bear on issues concerning the associations. And so we are objective, we are concerned about the progress and development of our community and our people. And so you can see from there that we are serious-minded people. And because we are researchers, we deal with empirical facts. We are objective in our own dealings. And so we have the capacity to address issues objectively, devoid of bias. And when you allow issues within the political circle, you know that political factors come in, people defending their political parties and all of that. So this association is not a political association. And so we aspire to objectively address issues the way they are. Coming to your question, yeah, we're convinced, very, very convinced that this effort will help to bring peace within the Sankla axis. Because, one, the fundamental question is, what is happening in Sankla? Has it ever happened elsewhere in the world? If it did, then how did the people were able to overcome these challenges? Are there lessons that we can learn from their experience and then bring them to bear on what is happening in Sankra? I know that all of these questions, for you to answer them, you need empirical fact, you need research. And so we have embarked on that research, and we have found out that, yes, what is happening in Sankra has happened in other communities, and then they were able to surmount it. And so we feel that bringing those lessons to bear and then seeing how the peculiarity in Sankra is, and then modifying them to that environment, we certainly bring peace. Every human being desires peace and wants peace. And so naturally, humans are receptive to peace. And so we feel that when they see genuine efforts towards peace that is devoid of politics, that is devoid of bias, then they will embrace it. And that is what we are doing.
So why are you suddenly waking up now? Was it because of fear or what? Why is that happening now?
Yeah, you see, when things happen, there are many approaches towards addressing it, and it is on the for those of us that are Christians, the Bible says that it is God that worketh in you both to will and to do His good pleasure.
Okay.
So there is time for everything. So I can say that this is the time that God has dropped the idea on our minds to do it. In fact, it got to a point that the Sankra staff within Benue State University met and we asked ourselves, how can we also contribute our own quota to solving these problems? Because it's becoming embarrassing. Lives are being lost on a daily basis. Properties worth of billions are destroyed. People cannot access their farms and their ancestral homes. So that's how bad it is. For Sankrasoms who are staying in cities, many of them for years have not visited their homes because of fear. So it got to a point that we were worried and seriously worried, and we asked ourselves, what can we do to contribute our own quota in solving this? And because we're researchers, we said, let's make research and find out what research can offer and then what we can bring before the table, calling all the stakeholders in Sankla together so that they will see our suggestions and then take a decision. And that is why we are doing this now. So this is the time.
All right. His Excellency the Governor recently gave a public speech on yet another sad development in Sankara that claimed lives and property. Do you think he addressed the main factor?
Thank you, Mr. Agabi. Let me first of all commend His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth Yomem Alia, for being proactive and for that speech that he gave.
Okay.
To me, I think it's reassuring and it's timely because he is a father, he is the Chief Security Officer of Benue State. And you know that the right thing for a father to do is to respond to the cry of his children. So he was very swift in addressing that issue. And it was so consoling, it was so reassuring that yes, this problem, the government is handling it and the government has the capacity to handle it. And so I want to commend him. And my prayers are with him so that together we will support him and see how he will bring lasting solutions to these problems.
Yeah, for His Excellency to achieve his desire to find peace for that axis of the state, he needs the efforts from other stakeholders, people who matter in that zone. Do you see them playing that role?
Yes, I see them playing that role because I'm from that zone too. The Sankra Staff Forum of Benue State University is from that zone, and we're also critical stakeholders. And already we are making efforts towards peace, you know. And the traditional rulers, the religious rulers, I believe that even today, many people, pastors are praying and trusting God that he should come and help so that the situation will be surmounted. So I see that the critical stakeholders are there playing their role and contributing to join hands with His Excellency. So the people are there. It's just a few elements that have chosen to be from the left side of thinking. But the majority of the people of Sankra are there praying and doing what they can to ensure that peace return. In fact, some of them have paid with their lives in effort towards peaceful resolution of issues affecting Sankra. So we're willing And that's why for us as academia, from that axis, we're wholeheartedly out to assist His Excellency to achieve his goal of bringing peace to Sankra and Benue State at large. You see, the summit that we're staging in Sankra, the resolutions, well, at the end of the day, we're going to place it before His Excellency because he's the one that has the machinery to implement it. Ours is to provide the ideas, provide the strategies and directions, and then submit them to him with the hope that he will implement them for peaceful resolution of issues and development of Sankra. So all stakeholders are involved.
All right. We'll take a break now. We'll be back shortly. You are watching the Anchor on Benue Television, and we are looking at the need for peace in the Zone A part of Benue State. Our guest is the President, Sankara Staff Forum, Benue State University, Dr. Daniel Dam. So, what are you going to do at the summit?
Yeah, the summit is aimed at bringing all the critical stakeholders in Sankra together so that we'll reason together, we'll discuss our problems, then we'll find ways of resolving it. You know, there is no crisis that has ever been resolved without the warring parties coming together to agree. And so what we are doing is to provide a platform whereby all the critical stakeholders will come together, and then we will place before them the statistics of the effect of this crisis on different sectors of Sankra. And then we will ask them their own view. Now you have known this is what this crisis has cost us. This is how many lives that have been lost. This is the kind of properties. This is the backwardness that we're experiencing in education. This is how the socioeconomic activities of this geopolitical zone has been crippled. So, should we continue this way? What do they think should be done to avert this? Because resolving this means taking certain decisions, and those decisions must start with individuals, community leaders, and all the critical stakeholders, so that we'll be on the same table. That yes, this is what we want our society to be moving forward so that peace will prevail. So that summit is critical because, one, it will provide a platform for discussion. Two, it will also come out with a roadmap towards peace and development of Sankra. And so you wonder, this Sankra that we have today, in the next 5 years, how do they want Sankra to be in terms of development? What are the things that we want? So let's think, let's discuss development. Let's think how we can have a plan, a strategic plan for ourselves so that we will be implementing then, and within a short time, you see that Sankra will attain a status of development that it has never experienced throughout history.
Okay, let's look at the people themselves. How serious would you say they are about finding peace for themselves?
You see, the majority of the people from Sankra are interested in peace. They want peace. But the few elements that are against peace are the ones that are causing the mayhem and the destruction.
Why would someone be against peace? What do you think is their reason for going against peace?
Human mind is very dynamic and complex. Somebody once said that smiling is a welcoming gesture, but to some people, when they smile, that is when they want to harm you. So human beings are quite complex and all of that. So that's its individual difference. So, but naturally, every right-thinking human being want peace and need peace to excel and attain the highest level of development. So the people of Sankara are peace-loving. The people of Sankara want peace. The people of Sankara need peace. And the people of Sankara are willing to cooperate with the governments so that peace will return in Sankara.
Things are quite challenging in the entire nation, Nigeria now. And Benue being part of the country, one wonders how you have been able to mobilize yourself, because a project like this one requires enough financial muscle. So how are you funding it?
The greatest asset for achieving any project embarked upon is the willpower. You may have the resources, but you don't have the conviction, the willpower, you will not be able to achieve it. So this is one project that the Sankara Star Forum, Benue State University, is committed and wholeheartedly in addressing it. We have made contributions from our meager salaries towards this project. And every member is putting on the table what they can afford to put so that this project will be a success. And we are hoping that by God's willing, we will do. And we are doing this in partnership with the Catholic Diocese of Katsina and with the College of Education Katsina. So most of the things that would have been monetized, these other partners are also assisting. Like College of Education Katsina is the host because they are providing the venue and other logistic within. So instead of us paying for those logistics, already they are giving to us. And then the Catholic Diocese is also there. And then we from the Sankara Star Forum. So we are committed, and all of the partners with us are committed because we want peace.
Okay, Dr. Dam, what would you like to see happen in Sankara after this event?
I would like to see peace. I would like to see development. I know there can't be any development where there is no peace. So I feel that after this summit, then at least we will have genuine effort towards peace, because people will speak their mind. You know that ventilating your mind is part of a peace process. Mm-hmm. And so people will have frank discussion concerning Sankara and where we want to be. And that alone will calm nerves. That alone will send a message that, yes, there is genuine effort towards peace. And we are strongly convinced that the recommendations arising from this summit, if implemented, will bring lasting peace. Because one thing that this summit is doing is the fact that we are going to have a kind of interaction, focus group discussion with critical stakeholders within the axis. We want to engage the youth exclusively from every community in Sankara, and they will be part of the discussion. And so we have a discussion with them. And we'll put before them the effect of this crisis, and then we'll also seek to hear from them what is the problem. And then if this is their problem, then how do they feel should be the solution? We want to also extract some inputs from them. So we hear from them. Then we are also going to exclusively meet with the women group, the community women associations and leaders. We have carefully extended the invitation to them in every community in Sankara.
Okay.
And we hope that as they come, they are mothers and they understand where all their children, they understand the issues. So we will talk to them. We'll put the facts before them, the figures, the effect of this crisis, and we'll also seek to know their input. We're also going to meet with the traditional rulers exclusively, and then the religious leaders within the axis, as well as the community leaders, development associations. We're going to meet with the politicians exclusively, and then we talk to them. And we put the figures, the facts in terms of the effect of this crisis before them, and we also seek to hear what they feel should be the solution.
Okay.
So you see that at the end of the day, we're going to analyze all of this.
Okay.
And then place the suggestions before His Excellency so that he will have a roadmap. Because from that document, he will know that this is the thinking of the Sankara people from different critical holders.
Okay.
And this is what both of us now agree that we as a people of Sankara will want to do for peace to return and development to have its place in Sankara.
The people you have itemized to meet specifically, what kind of messages are you expecting from them? Especially the women and the youth?
More importantly, we are going to place before them the product of our research.
Okay.
That from this crisis beginning this year to date, this is the number of people that have lost their lives. This is the effect on this. This is the effect on this sector. And now, this is where we are. Comparatively with other regions, in terms of development, look at where they are, and we're far behind them. So what should we do? And from there, we'll now hear from them. And we'll all agree on what needs to be done so that Sankara will have peace and Sankara will develop. So I feel that they will talk to us, we will talk to them, and we'll talk to each other. And we'll all agree on one thing. Okay. And that one thing is peace and development in Sankara.
All right, Dr. Dam, I must commend your initiative as far as the peace and development issues in Sankara are concerned. Now, given an opportunity to take your initiative beyond Sankara, let's say to cover the entire state and maybe beyond the state, what would you do?
We'll gladly accept. You know that one of the core responsibilities of a university is teaching, research, and community service. And what we're doing is community service. We're giving back to our society. And so our community service is not limited to Sankara, but the whole state, the whole Nigeria, the whole world. You understand? Because the product of research are benefiting entire humanity. So if we're given the opportunity, we'll gladly embrace it and continue to offer the community service so that the world will know peace and will experience peace and rapid development.
Dr. Daniel Dam, President, Sankara Staff Forum, Benue State University. Thank you very much for being our guest on the Anchor.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The Anchor ends here for now. We will be back. Thanks for watching. Join us again. I'm Teve Agabi.